Arr, matey, it's Pet Sloan. It is Talk Like a Pirate Day. So you've got to go all day long talking like a pirate. And if you're not sure what to say, down in the description box is a link to a translator. Just put in your phrase and you can talk like a pirate all day long. I love Talk Like a Pirate Day. I think it is so fun. So fun. So I'm hoping that you get in the spirit and do a little pirate talk today. So on the calendar is also critters. So here they are. This is quilt number 1, and it is quilted. My friend Karen quilted it for me. I will get the other camera in a minute. I'll show you the quilting that we did. So I am very, very happy. It looks so good. It is going to be gorgeous hanging somewhere someday so that it can delight people when they come into a facility. That's what we're looking for, is some place where people can come and have a little bit of joy when they see our quilt. So let's get the other camera so I can show you the quilting on it. So Karen and I talked about what would be a good pattern to put on here, and we decided to go with a vertical. She likes a lot of geometrics. She works with them. She can visualize how they're going to look, and I think that that was perfect because we didn't want to do just straight lines. We wanted to break it up. So you can see here how it has got this pattern in it. So it's got these sort of areas where they go across, and you can see it really well here. So there's just little breaks in it. So it's a lot of vertical, but it also has these arrow points and, you know, design. Of course, look, a thread. Like I went through this so that there would be no threads. It's what? It's like quilters and threads. There you can really see it. You can really see the design. And so, oh, aren't they great? Aren't they great? You all have done an amazing job. I cannot wait to work on critter number 2. Probably will start that next month, sometime in October. I'll start working on critter number 2. Not sure when, maybe later in the month, later in October. But so cute. And it hugs and kisses, little block I had in my parts bin. Ah, looks so great. Thank you everybody for sending your wonderful blocks. I forgot to show you, this is what I'm going to use for the binding. I have enough. And it is a nice printed vertical stripe, so I think that'll be so cool on the binding of the critters. Now we are working on finding a facility. The ambassador team and I, you know, we've learned a lot so far about what, and I've talked to you about this before, but facilities where people are ill, it's a little bit more difficult because they need this to be under glass because they don't want people with germs touching it and then people who are healthy touching that, and so because it's a textile, and so that's probably a no-go, any place where it has to be put under glass, because that would be just a whole nother expense. Then you have to find some place which hasn't already have all their spaces decorated, or which isn't looking for a new piece of art, where, you know, if they're looking for a new piece of artwork, that'll be perfect, you know, maybe this will fit in. So it's just not as easy as calling somebody up and say, we want to give this to you to hang. It's a little bit longer process, but we are very committed to finding homes for all of them as I make them, and we have had connections, and so it's just going to take a little bit, and we'll let you know when we find the places and are able to present them. So that is so exciting. Okay, a couple other things, and we're going to talk about Harrisonburg. The Harrisonburg event, yay! So I want to remind you, tomorrow or the end of today, what is it? Today is Tuesday? Yeah, end of today, I will pick somebody to win the book that our friend Elaine sent, and the Jolly Bar, the extra Jolly Bar for the pumpkin, so it has the pumpkin pattern. So be sure, I put the link in the description box here below. Remember, if you're on a mobile, a phone, a tablet, sometimes those have problems entering into comments. I don't know why. I don't have any problem, but some of you have problems. But when you change devices, you no longer have problems. So whatever the deal is, every device is different. I can't troubleshoot your device. So when you're having a problem, first thing you do is change devices. Second thing is contact somebody local to you so they can sit with you and see what's going on. So there you go. That's that. So the Harrisonburg event, I've put a little video together so that we can enjoy it. Just some of the pictures took and a little bit of film, to walk you through just where the layout was, because this was a meet and greet. So the meet and greet, there isn't anything to really learn. People are just coming to share their quilts or share their stories and talk with Wendy Shepherd and I, and to see the original quilt in the museum. Plus, our ambassadors came. Not all of them, but 7 of them made it, which is fabulous. 7 of them is so cool. So let's just take a look at that. When you entered the museum, our exhibit was in the gallery just on the left. So you can see the brown quilt on the left is the original quilt by Ellen Rebecca Spitzer, which is in the collection of the Virginia Quilt Museum. Then there's my version, and then on the further right there is Wendy Shepherd's beautiful version. So Wendy is here in the black long dress, then I am in the orange, and then we were talking to one of our guests here who had brought in hers to show us. Now, between the 2 quilts, between mine and Wendy's, is the gift shop. Yay! We love the gift shop. They had awesome things. You guys bought most of it. So I'm showing you a few of the quilts. Here's Wendy and I with our ambassador Barbara on the left, looking at this spectacular autumn version. Just the blocks were so beautiful. The fabric was beautiful. And then the border just made it. We were just so excited to see it. Lots and lots of so many quilts shown. We had a great time. Now, some of the people, I have their names. So this is Laura, and she showed us her 4-block quilt, which was so darling. It was great to have a picture with her. And I can't remember whether she's on the morning chat or not. Now, this one has a story. The maker is on the left there in the polka dot with the black headband, and is her quilt. And she has a beautiful bird fabric repeated in the middle of each block, and she has a gorgeous story because this, when she was a kid, her mother would say, we're going to go over the mountain. And over the mountain meant coming here to Harrisonburg, so she had to make this as a tribute to her mom. And I'll show you another picture, because you can see here on the lower left, the museum director is in that floral dress with the black with the red flowers. The museum director has it lifted up a bit, and we can see her pieced backing. She had this great pieced backing on there. So it was very, very fun to see this one. Now, I believe we have 2 Kathys from our morning chat in the sunflower and the tie-dye. There's me in the orange and our ambassador Melissa in the stripes. I know one of them is named Kathy, and I can't remember if you both are. I'm sorry. And there's one of our other friends you'll see there on the left with her quilt. So this was just fun to meet people that come to the morning chat, and those of you who are in the Facebook group. So great. Elaine in the aqua here was also in our morning chat, and she and her daughter in the stripe came down from Pennsylvania, and she brought her Harrisonburg version, which is finished with binding, and it looks so great. Absolutely awesome. And Elaine and I connected because she lives in the town where I went to college, which is up in the mountains in Pennsylvania. We were all just really coveting this quilt by Catherine. She used a gray linen, a Sussex linen, I think, and it was just so spectacular. So it was just a great color option for her Harrisonburg. Now, this one was really fun. Lori is a graduate of JMU here in town, the university here in town, and so she did it in her school colors. So awesome. Lots and lots of gorgeous purple. There's Wendy and I taking a look at it. And then I have a link to my Facebook group where she shared some other pictures she took in town with her quilt, including this one with the mascot. Isn't that amazing? Look at that. So she looks so spectacular there with her quilt. She has a few other pictures too. You can go take a look. Here is Rebecca with her quilt, and it is kind of a 30s inspired fabric. She's with Wendy and I taking a picture. So we have it opened up. I had got a picture of hers opened up. Look how amazing this is. Another awesome thing that happened is so many of you came with your spouses and who were so supportive, and just, you had some came with family members. One lady came with her son because he lives in the area, and he joked around he needed to see my schedule so he knew when he could visit his mom again, because she'd be following me. So that was pretty fun. That was really funny, actually. It was a great day. We've got Valerie and Lisa. They are just so delightful. They had such great stories to tell me, and it was just fun to sit and, stand and chat for a little bit with them. Now, let's take a look at the ambassadors. Here we go. Here, the 7 of my 12 ambassadors, who are all volunteers, came in to town. 4 from Ohio, 1 from Wisconsin, and 1 from Maryland. My 2 New York ambassadors, the Tennessee ambassador, my Pennsylvania ambassador, and Australian ambassador couldn't make it. But these 7 people did, and it was so much fun. Now, take a close look. Can you see they're all wearing red glasses? Yeah, like mine, only theirs are a bit brighter. And then guess who else showed up for this event? The gnomes, there they are. Aren't they so funny? Yeah, so they had to come and hang out a little bit with all of us. Now, it wouldn't be complete if the ambassadors and I didn't get together and have some sort of donuts. So Lylene and her husband stopped and got donuts for us, which were a highlight of the evening. When we were done, we all relaxed together and had something to eat, and this was our dessert. So I have to show you one quilt because this has a story. Lylene told me, she goes, "You have got to come see this quilt." She goes, "My friend made this quilt." So her friend, Robin Thomas from North Carolina, made this quilt for the challenge, and they are upside down A's. And I'm going to read her artist statement that goes with the exhibit. Okay, so here's what it says. "We're all the same yet different. We come into the world and pursue our own ambitions. We don't share the same beliefs, nor we define success and failure the same way. In mathematics, an upside-down capital A signifies for all. I use this symbol in various colors and sizes to represent all of us living in this world together." It was such a great quilt. They were very slender paper-pieced A's. Very cool. So I'm going to wrap up here and show you just a couple more things. This is the stairwell up to the second floor, and there is the raffle quilt that you can buy tickets for. It is my quilt, and it is published in one of my books, and you'll get a copy of the book along with the quilt when you win it. And it's a raffle, not an auction. So this is fabulous. So you need to go buy some tickets. At the top of the stairs is this wonderful plaque. It's the 1856 Society. They have a special donation level, and if you donate for that level, your name is put on the plaque. And Mr. Greg and I have donated, and we have our name on the plaque along with some very close friends of mine. It's just I'm so honored to be able to support the museum this way. And my quilt that I donated to the museum and is now in their permanent collection, my Brambleberry Friends, is hanging right now. So I was very excited to see it. I forgot that they had it hanging up there. So it was very, very cool. There we go. Thank you, everybody, for coming out to see the event, meeting Wendy and I, and bringing your amazing quilts. And just a little swing through here with a video. Everybody was coming to chat, share their quilts, and look at all the other exhibits in the museum. There were a ton of different exhibits going on, and there was even a rug hooking one. So here's the stairwell that I showed you earlier, and up at the top is my quilt. You can there just see the bottom, and there's the plaque I just told you about. So the second floor has miniature sewing machines and some other older sewing machines, plus exhibits down here. This is the main floor, and we're going to wrap around, and there is the ambassadors, almost all of them. I think we were just missing 2 from that little picture. Okay, that's a wrap. So I want to tell you a little bit more about that raffle quilt at the museum. It'll be raffling through another month or so. You can buy tickets. So you can buy tickets online. The link is in the description box below, where you can just go over and purchase raffle tickets. So it's not an auction. It's one where a ticket's $5 and however many, they do a deal if you buy a few more. So you can just purchase it right online, and you may win that gorgeous blue and yellow quilt of mine. It's one of my favorites. I have a whole group of quilts I've saved to give to the museum over time as they need them for different fundraisers and things like that. And so this was one of those. Okay, another thing I wanted to show you from the museum event is the quilt the ambassadors gave me. These blocks were made by all the ambassadors, and the ones that were there brought it along. It was quilted by Suzanne in New York. But look at this. Look at these sweet little spools. This is a free pattern called, what was it? The Moda mini spools. Anyways, I have a link to it in the description box. But I want to hold it up here so you can see all the different, it's like an adult I Spy. That's what somebody said. Like it's an I Spy for quilters. So there's all these different little items in each spool. And you can see, look how cute they are. They're just darling, just fun things that I like, things that they like. So it's like really personal. And that's what's so nice about this. I mean, this is a great friendship quilt, a great reminder. Suzanne quilted it with like little spools. So I'm thinking this might hang in my bedroom. I have a spot in my bedroom that I think this will be perfect, or else the upstairs hallway where it doesn't have like any sun. So I think that one of those spots might be good, or I might put it in here way up at the top. I can't see it as easily if I put it up there. That's what I'm debating. But it would be really cool up there because it would have the spools on it. And right now I've got a tulip quilt up there because that's just what I put up when we were doing that years ago. But, oh, thank you. Thank you to each and every one of the ambassadors who sent these, and Suzanne for putting them together and quilting it. Oh, so cool. Well, that's a lot. That's a lot. There's a lot going on. The museum event, you have until the end of the month to do the virtual part, to get your Harrisonburg picture entered in the virtual. On Saturday, we had a whole lot of people who brought their quilts and had them photographed professionally there as part of the fee when they came, which was so nice. The museum did an awesome job with that. And then next year, at some point later, more towards the end of this year, will be an entry for the actual in-person exhibit of quilts, which will be a much smaller group than the virtual show, because the virtual show you can just have a top. But the in-person will be physical quilts, and there won't be as many because the gallery, won't be that big. So we can only maybe take a dozen. We don't know yet how many, but just thinking about that number. So they'll have to be, looked at to see which grouping we, can exhibit from what's entered, or once people send in, because your quilt will be gone for like 3 months or 4 months, something, or maybe 6 months. I'm not sure how long their exhibits are, but quite a while. So you have to be willing to have your quilt gone as well. Okay, my friends, I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.